Alright, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to NFL Week 1. I've been very inconsistent when it comes to uploading NFL picks. This year, we're going to be different. I'm going to try to upload every week for NFL. I upload every week for college football. I sometimes don't do every week for NFL. We're going to try to do every week for NFL. Um, Here's one thing that you'll realize when you go to college. Um, you and your roommate, you are going to be up at 8 a.m. going to class and doing this and this and this and this and this, and then you'll get back at like noon and your roommate's still sleeping. Or, or you're the one sleeping while your roommate's out doing everything. So it's like 11, but your roommate's still asleep. So there's like this like lounge area at the end of our hall that I don't know how many people actually use this, but I haven't used it yet. I'm hoping no one comes in here while I'm filming, but we'll see. Um, anyway, week 1, we got some good matchups here. So let's see. Let's make some picks. Thursday night football tonight's game: the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. This should be a really good game. The Super Bowl, the defending Super Bowl champs, against the team that is favored to win it all this year, the Bills. Um, Now, I think what's it called? By the way, at the end of this video, I'm gonna make my Super Bowl pick, if I remember. I'm gonna take the Bills in this one. I think that they are gonna come out with a fire this year, and I think they're gonna be by far the toughest team to beat. Josh Allen, I think honestly, I think Josh Allen's gonna win MVP. He's gonna have an amazing year, and this is gonna be a great game. But I'm liking the Bills in this one. I think they take it in a high scoring game. Um, the Rams, I mean, they're great. They just won the Super Bowl, but I think it's the Bills' time now, and they start it with a big win. Now, the team that the Rams beat in last year's Super Bowl, the Bengals, who I don't know how they were good last year. They were supposed to be terrible. And they had a great year. Jamar Chase had a great year. Joe Burrow had a great year. Mixon had a great year. The defense, I mean, it wasn't great, but it shaped together when they needed to. They actually played really well down the stretch of the playoffs. And so the Bengals are favored to win that division. I'm not sure if they will, but Pittsburgh, they got. I heard someone say they have three backup quarterbacks. They have Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, and Mason Rudolph, and really none of those are a good option. Honestly, isn't Mitch starting? Yeah. To be honest, Mitch was done wrong in Chicago. He was done so wrong. We'll see if maybe he can have a better. I'd like to see Trubisky do well. Um, I think Cincinnati's going to take this win at home. My Bears, go Bears, are hosting San Francisco to open up the year. San Francisco, Trey Lance is going to be starting at quarterback, which I don't get. I don't understand why people hate on Jimmy G so much. Jimmy G gets way too much hate. He's a great quarterback. I love Jimmy G. Um, let's just get this out of the way right now. The Bears are going to be bad this year. Like, really, really bad this year. The Bears are going to be. Um, they'll be lucky to get to like 4 wins. I mean, they suck. I mean, Justin Fields is their first year head coach who I didn't agree with the coaching hire. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the offense is the worst in the NFL. The defense is not much better. They've lost someone. Khalil Mack's gone. Roquan Smith wants to be gone. I mean, it's just a bad scene in Chicago. San Francisco, Trey Lance should have no problems getting this win. I know the Bears almost beat San Francisco last year, and I mean, it's opening day, anything can happen. Everybody's undefeated in the offseason, but I don't think it's going to be a very good year for the Bears, man. I think they're going to be the worst team in the NFL. Them and the Texans. All right, Philadelphia and Detroit. I absolutely loved the offseason that Philly had. Philly had a great offseason. They picked up A.J. Brown, who's a great receiver, because their receivers haven't been great. They got the Slim Reaper, Devonta Smith. But other than that, they really didn't have much in the way of pass catching. They were very much a run-first team. And yet somehow Miles Sanders is still not a great fantasy running back. And every year people say he's going to be. Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to take a step forward this year. They got Jordan Davis and N'Kobe Dean out of Georgia in the draft. That was big. Their defense is going to be greatly improved, and their offense is greatly improved. I think Philly will win the NFC East. part of that is because no one likes Dallas. Screw Dallas. But also is they haven't had the NFC East hasn't had a repeat champion like the same team win back to back years in like 20 years. So that's part of why I'm not picking Dallas this year. I think Philly's got this division. The Lions, I think are going to be not too bad. I think they're going to surprise some people. I think they're going to win some games that maybe they're not supposed to. I don't think they'll make the playoffs or anything, but I think the Lions will be a pretty respectable team. Dan Campbell. I wish the Bears had a coach like Dan Campbell. Man, I wish the Bears had a coach like Dan Campbell. Aiden Hutchinson was a great pick in the draft. We'll see how he does. But I'm gonna take the Eagles in this one. New England and Miami. Okay, I hate to say it, I don't think Miami's going to be that great. I don't think Tyreek Hill is going to be the absolute game changer people think he's going to be. So people think he's about to take this team to like a 12-win year, and I don't see that happening. Sorry. I mean, the Dolphins were supposed to be good last year, and they really weren't. Tua, I mean, he's yet to really prove himself. I know he'll have some weapons this year, but I'm just saying, what does Bill Belichick do? Here's what Bill Belichick does, especially on defense. He takes your best player and makes him just a non-factor. They take what you do best and they try to take that away, and they are normally successful. And I think Miami is gonna have a rough time in this one. I think New England's gonna come out with some strong defensive play. Mac Jones is gonna need to do what he's gonna do. I got New England winning this game. All right, Cleveland. This is gonna be a fun game. The Baker Mayfield revenge tour, because the Browns went out and got a quarterback who they knew was going to be suspended. And even when they had Baker Mayfield, who I know people hate on Baker Mayfield, he's really not that bad. I mean, he's not great, but like he's not that bad of a quarterback. Like he led the Browns to. When was the last time the Browns won a playoff game? When Baker Mayfield led them to a before that, when was the last time they won a playoff game? Baker Mayfield led the Browns to a playoff win. So, and now he's with Carolina. This is going to be an ugly game. Not only does Carolina win it, I think Carolina wins big. Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback for the Browns now, I think. He's not terrible, but the Baker Mayfield revenge tour. It's not even a revenge tour. It's just this game. Just this game, he's going to play out of his mind. I'm telling you right now, he's going to play out of his mind. Because he's got that dog in him. Carolina, big. All right, here is your upset special of the week. There's always one upset in week one where you're just like, man, that team was supposed to win like two games this year, and they won. I think the Texans are beating the Colts because I think they're gonna. I don't know why I think this. I just think it'll happen. They're at home, so I like that. Is Indianapolis really going to have that? Are the Colts really going to have that great of a year? Ask yourself that. I know people are picking Jonathan Taylor number one overall on every fantasy draft, but like, the Colts really that great of a team? I don't know. I think they're better than the Texans, but I like the home crowd advantage, and I like the fact that it's week one too. Week one, new beginnings. I like the Texans. They won week one last year against Jacksonville, so I'm going on a limb and say Texans win this one. Atlanta and New Orleans, two teams that are going to be pretty mid this year. New Orleans picked up Chris Olave. Yeah, season. Is Jameis Winston still their quarterback? I think he is. Atlanta's got Marcus Mariota. Hey, things have come full circle. These two played in the college football playoff against each other. Now they're playing one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL, Saints Falcons. The Falcons' defense is just atrocious. I mean, they have A.J. Terrell, who's really good. Other than that, they really don't have anything. New Orleans should be able to run the ball pretty easily with Kamara, and I think New Orleans will win. Baltimore and the Jets. Now, I think the Jets had a really good offseason. I think the Jets are going to be a lot better this year. They picked up Sauce Gardner, best defensive back in the draft. And they picked up Garrett Wilson, a terrific receiver from Ohio State. They picked up Breece Hall, a good running back out of Iowa State. They're a lot better this year than they were last. Zach Wilson, who is everyone's favorite quarterback now, the MILF Hunter himself. But they're still the Jets. I'm sorry, Jets fans. You're still the Jets. Um, Baltimore, I think, is going to be poised for a really good year. I think Baltimore is going to be a dangerous team this year because they kind of were everyone on their team was hurt this last year, and they just kind of didn't really get out on the right foot. I think Lamar Jackson is going to have a terrific year, and the Ravens are going to be a team to watch out for. Even though their mascot already tore his ACL, my goodness. Hopefully that doesn't happen to any players, but I mean, I'm telling you, watch out for the Ravens this year. I think the Ravens will win the AFC North. I think they're that good of a team. Jacksonville and the Commodes, the Commanders, I call them the Commodes. Jacksonville's just not going to be very good. I'm sorry, Trevor Lawrence is not it. I'm sorry. I know he's on a bad team, but like the amount of people that were just slamming Justin Fields through the just like through the guillotine because he would be playing poorly, but then Jacksonville, like Trevor Lawrence throws like 5 interceptions. Oh, you just on Jacksonville. Um, Commanders, I mean, they're not great. I got Carson Wentz. Is that even a good thing? I don't know. They got Terry McLaurin. They got Antonio Gibson. They got a good defense. They got Chase Young. I think they'll win. This game I went back and forth on. Green Bay and Minnesota. Now, Green Bay lost Devontae Adams, but they still have Aaron Rodgers because he won't go away. He won't die. I can't wait till Aaron Rodgers is out of the league. My goodness, I hate that asshole so much. Here's the thing with Minnesota. Every year people think Minnesota's gonna make a run and win the division. Like you look on paper, they got Dalvin Cook, they got Justin Jefferson, they have Adam Thielen, they still have Harrison Smith, they still have this person, they still have that person. They added this person, they added that person, and then they're just profoundly mid. Every year they're mid. And yet the one year they made the NFC Championship game, they had Case Keenum at quarterback. I don't know. I think Green Bay's gonna find a way to win. Green Bay's gonna find a way. Even without Devontae Adams, I still think Green Bay's gonna find a way to win. I still think Green Bay will win the division. I don't think they'll be as dominant of a team as they were last year because, well, Devontae Adams is the second best receiver in football, or third best, or okay, Cooper Kupp's the best receiver in football. He is, and then maybe Justin Jefferson's the next best, and then probably Devontae Adams, and then maybe Jamar Chase, and then Tebow Samuel, and then Tyreek Hill. I don't know. Rank them however you want. I just think Green Bay's going to win. Tennessee and the Giants. People are writing off See, the amount of these teams that like lost a really good receiver, like KC lost a good receiver, Tennessee lost a really good receiver, Green Bay lost a really good receiver. Who else lost a really good receiver? The Ravens lost a really good. Marquise Brown, really good receiver. But like the amount of these teams that like lost a really good receiver, and everyone's like, oh, they're gonna be terrible. It's like, no, they're still gonna be pretty good. Like I think Green Bay will win the NFC North. I think Kansas City will probably maybe. We'll talk about Kansas City in a minute. But like Tennessee's still gonna be really good. They still have Derrick Henry, and here's the thing: Derrick Henry's the best running back in football. I know everyone likes to say this person and that person. Derrick Henry's the best running back in football because he was on pace to break the rushing record last year until he got hurt. Just because Jonathan Taylor played a full season and had a great season, that doesn't mean he's the best running back in football. If I had the first overall pick in my fantasy draft, I would take Derrick Henry before I took Jonathan Taylor. I'm sorry. Derrick Henry's the best running back in football. And the Titans are going to have a really good year, especially because they replaced A.J. Brown with Traylon Burks out of Arkansas. Great receiver. He's a dog. He's going to have a good year. Pick him in the late rounds of your fantasy. I'm saying pick this person in your fantasy draft. You probably already had your fantasy draft because the season starts today. So if you can, pick up Traylon Burks. I think Tennessee's going to be the Giants. And Tennessee should win the AFC South. Like, they're better than the Colts, better than the Texans, and they're for sure better than that division is terrible. All right, now we're getting to so everyone is talking about the AFC West this offseason. AFC West, AFC West, AFC West. The Chargers and the Raiders. Now, if you ask me, the Chargers improved better than anyone this offseason. I mean, they were already a good team. They missed the playoffs somehow last year because they're the Chargers. But they have Justin Herbert, they have Austin Eckler, they have Keenan Allen, they have Mike Williams, who are two great receivers. Um, and then they had Joey Bosa and Derwin James on the defensive side of the ball. And then they picked up Khalil Mack, who is an animal. He's an absolute animal. I love Khalil Mack. I hope he does great on the Chargers. And what's his name, the dude on the Patriots? J.C. Jackson, also a dog. I mean, they are loaded, dude. They have probably a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. I mean, they have to. They're that good. The Raiders picked up Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, and Devontae Adams were teammates in college. So that's going to be a really good connection. Max Crosby is good on the defensive end. The Raiders are poised to have a really good team and possibly make the playoffs again. I think both these teams will end up making the playoffs. As for this game, I'm going to take the Chargers at home. But both these teams should make the playoffs. They're two great teams. Kansas City and Arizona. Arizona is the most overrated team in all of football, and everyone knew it last year when they had this really great start of the season. I saw a thing. It was like, can you name the team that played over 8 games, half a season, against either injured or backup QBs? And this guy's like, it's probably a team that had way more wins than they probably should have. This is Cardinals. I don't think they're that great. They picked up Hollywood Brown. Okay, good for you. I still think Kansas City's going to come in and win. Oh, we're going to have Tyreek Hill, guys. They don't need Tyreek Hill. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say they don't need Tyreek Hill. They probably need Tyreek Hill if they want to win the Super Bowl, but they're still going to be a really good team. And I think they're definitely going to beat Arizona. Kansas City should make the playoffs. Still have Patrick Mahomes. Still have Travis Kelce. Still have Mecole Hardman. They don't have Byron Pringle though. Bears receiver Byron Pringle, breakout year. I'm kidding, but I think Kansas City should also make the playoffs. Arizona will not. Arizona will not make the playoffs. Tampa Bay and Dallas. Okay, these two teams played an opening week last year. Now Dallas, Dallas. I mean, think of how their season ended last year. Their morale throughout the offseason had to have been terrible. Dak Prescott's out here blaming everyone besides himself. Mike McCarthy's a terrible coach. I mean, I don't. I mean, the only reason he had any success in Green Bay is because he had Aaron Rodgers. I mean, this guy is a terrible coach. I'm sorry. Tampa Bay. I mean, they still got the greatest ever, Tom Brady, who's still a top 5 quarterback in the league. He is. He's Tom Brady. He'll be a top 5 quarterback in the league till he dies or when he finally decides to retire. Still got Leonard Fournette, Godwin, Evans. They're great defense too. A lot of playmakers on that Tampa Bay defense. Might be the best in the NFL. I think they're going to beat Dallas. I think they're better than Dallas. I'm sorry. Dallas. Oh, they lost to Amari Cooper. Dallas is still going to be a good team. They still got this game at home, but I think Tampa Bay's going to win. And Tampa Bay is obviously going to win their division. I mean, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Carolina are just terrible. Those teams are bad, man. They are bad. Dallas, they should still make the playoffs. We'll see. And the last game is the team that I have seen so many people. This team is so overrated. So overrated. The Denver Broncos. Okay, they picked up Russell Wilson in the offseason. Okay, they finally got a really good quarterback. Finally got rid of Drew Lock, who is on the other team now. He's on Seattle. But Russell Wilson, he's still a good quarterback, but he's not an elite game-changing threat like he used to be. He's just not. I don't think he's going to bring this team to the playoffs, especially in the division they're in. I think they're easily the worst team in this division. Easily the worst. Doesn't mean they're a bad team. They'd probably make the playoffs if they were in the NFC South or the AFC South. But in this division, I think they go 0-6 against the Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders. I'm sorry. I just think they're way behind those teams. And I don't think they're making the playoffs. Seattle, I mean, they're going to be one of the worst. I think they'll win this game because Seattle is going to be terrible. I mean, Russell Wilson, to be honest, is the only thing keeping that team afloat. I still got DK Metcalf, but, I mean, yeah. I don't think it's going to be a good year for Seattle or Denver, really. But I think Denver wins this game. Nice little homecoming for Russell Wilson. Okay, now teams that I think will make the playoffs. Okay, so for each division, let's go NFC. NFC North, I think Green Bay will win. NFC South, the Bucks will win. NFC East, Philly will win. And then NFC West, okay. I think I'll take the Rams. I think the Rams win the NFC West. And then your three wild cards in the NFC will be. I think Dallas will get one of them. I think who else? San Francisco will get one of them. And who else? Who else will make the playoffs? I think. Who's getting that last playoff spot? It's not. It's not Arizona. It's not the Giants. Okay, Minnesota gets the last playoff spot. And then in the NFC Championship, I think. I think it'll be. I think it'll be Tampa Bay and the Rams in the NFC Championship. And I think Tampa Bay wins it and goes to the Super Bowl. And then in the AFC, okay, AFC East will be the Bills. AFC South will be the Titans. AFC West will be the Chargers. They're the best team in that division. And then, what division am I missing? AFC North. AFC North will be the Ravens. And then your wild card teams are going to be the Raiders, the Chiefs, and the Bengals. And then in the AFC Championship, I think it'll be the Bills and the Chargers. And I think the Bills are going to win. And then Bills, Bucks in the Super Bowl. I'm going to take the Bills. This has to be their year, man. I mean, I know they're the Bills, but this has to be their year. It's got to be. If there's any year the Bills win the Super Bowl, it's going to be this one. So that's my Super Bowl pick, Buffalo Bills. I think they're going to win. I'll bring out the Josh Allen. I have it with me. I'll bring out the Josh Allen jersey for the Super Bowl. But I love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed NFL picks. And I might stream tonight for the game. I finished up a bunch of my homework, so I spent all yesterday doing homework, so I shouldn't have any. But yeah, I'll see y'all around.